Today I want to talk about purpose, how to discover your purpose. I want to talk about the real way to discover your true purpose. How do you know what your true real purpose is on this earth? You've heard people talk about it. You've heard people talk about, your gift is it'll make room for you, bring you before great men. That's great. That's not your purpose though. You've heard people say your gift it'll help you discover your purpose. Sounds good, but not true. Your purpose is who you are. Your gift is what you do. You are not what you do. Just because you do something doesn't mean that's who you are. Your purpose is who you are. Your purpose is the sole reason that God created you. It's the whole reason that he put you here on this earth in the first place. And if you don't get after that and figure out what that purpose is, you could be living somebody else's design for your life. Look, let me tell you something about design because I've been there. I'm an award-winning designer. I'm an award-winning graphic designer, so I know a little bit about design. Look, if you don't know what God's design is for your life, you could be living your boss's design for your life. Because when you go to work, your boss is going to give you two things. He's going to give you a job title. He's going to give you a job description. And when you clock in at 9 o'clock, you're going to be whoever that title says that you are, and you're going to do whatever that description says that you should do. That's not living God's design for your life. Now, I don't have anything against jobs. Love jobs. You need a job. You must work. Man that don't work, don't eat. So you got to have a job. I have a job and I have a business. But let me tell you something. When you go on that job, you're not being the person that God called you to be unless that job is actually a vocation. There's a difference between occupation and vocation. OK, and I won't talk about it right now. But when you go on that job, you're not doing what God has called you to do. You're doing what somebody else is paying you to do. That's a big difference. You better catch that. You're not doing what God called you to do. You're doing what somebody paid you to do. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to do that. But you need more importantly to know what God's purpose is for your life. Because if you don't know his purpose for your life, how do you know who you are? And if you don't know who you are, you certainly don't know where you're going. So you must know what God's purpose is for your life and live God's design for your life, not other people's design. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people are doing. OK, worry about what you're doing. Worry about what God has called you to do. Forget the haters. They're going to talk. They're going to hate. Just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do so you can give them something to hate about. All right. Now, let me tell you, let me ask you this one question. And people ask me, Cortney, how do I know what my purpose is? How do I fulfill my purpose? What is this? Look, I can't tell you what your purpose is. I can tell you kind of how you can figure it out, but I can't tell you what your purpose is. But let me ask you this one question. And this takes serious thought. Take some serious thought and think about this. What is that one thing? What is that one? It's one thing. What is that one thing that if you don't do it, you will feel like your whole life will be in vain? When you die, when you live your last day on this earth after you've gone, if you hadn't have done that one thing, your whole life would have been in vain. You'd have just been spinning your wheels. What is that one thing that you feel like God has called you to do? Because calling is the same as purpose. Because God has called you to do something. We all have different callings. Okay, what is that thing that you feel like God has called you to do? Now, the only way that you can discover what your purpose is you have to discover it. You can't, somebody's not going to tell you what it is. You're not just going to trip up on it one day. No, you have to discover it, and you only discover it in the face of God. You got to get in his face, man. You got to get in his face and you got to ask him. He's the one that created you. He knows. Would you agree with me that God, the creator, he created all human beings. He created all life. Okay, so if that's true, then he created us for a purpose. And he is the only one that knows what that purpose is. He is the creator. We are the creation. So the creation must get direction and guidance from the creator. All right, so what you got to do, here's what I want you to do. Here's your assignment for this month, okay? Here's your assignment. I want you to do two things. I want you to pray and meditate. And I want you to write your purpose statement. OK, so pray and meditate. Just get up real early. Spend some quiet time. Just quiet time. Just you by yourself. And just spend some time thinking. Spend some time praying. Spend some time meditating on what you feel like God has called you to do on this earth. Again, that one thing that if you didn't do it, you would feel like, man, my whole life is in vain. My whole existence is in vain. So think about that. Just think, it's going to take you some time. That's why I want to do this once a month. So it's going to take you some time. So just think about that. And when whatever thoughts come to mind in your prayer meditation time, just write them down. That's all you got to do. Just write them down. And hopefully by the end of the month, you'll be able to craft a purpose statement. Okay, so that's what you need to do for the rest of this month. After you finish watching this video, just keep thinking about that. Make sure you got to purposely think about this, okay? You got to do it on purpose. It does not happen automatically. It does not happen by default. You must do this purposefully, okay? Do this purposefully on conscious, okay? So that's what you need to do, okay? And look, again, your purpose is who you are. Your gift is what you do. You are not defined by your job title. You are not defined, look, even by CEO, by vice president. You are not defined by that stuff. That's just a title that's going to tell you what you need to do, that gives you an outline of the things that you need to be doing on a daily basis. That's all that is. But your purpose is who you are. It's the reason that God created you. So what I want you to do is think about that. Every single day, all day, just think about that, what your purpose is, okay? And at the end of the month, you will be able to craft your purpose statement. Now, if you already know what your purpose is, awesome, phenomenal. Just keep thinking about it, keep mulling it over, and make sure you write it down, okay? Also this month, what I want you to do is read chapter 2 of my book called Stuck in Neutral. This is the book right here. It's called Stuck in Neutral, How to Achieve Success by Living Life and Drive. Chapter 2 is the real way to find your true purpose and also discovering your purpose and living a purpose-driven life. We all must live a purpose-driven life. So what I want you to do is get that book, go to livinganddrive.com, and also all online retailers as well. You can get this book and make sure you read chapter 2, and that will help you in this whole process of discovering what your purpose is. So I'll see you next time. All right. Christ bless you. Be encouraged. All right. Keep thinking about your purpose and live on purpose for purpose every single day in purpose.